Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Den. I'm Dr. John Fluke, and we're coming to you today from beautiful downtown Chicago. We're going to spend this episode talking about products from Tokuyama Corporation. With unparalleled technology at extremely competitive pricing, Tokuyama products have been known as the best-kept secret in the dental industry until now. Tokuyama's award-winning dental products are safe, cutting-edge, extremely reliable, easy to use, and made to provide optimal solutions for you, the doctor. Tokuyama's philosophy, Inventive Dental Solutions, is an active commitment to create quality products and provide solutions for the dentist. They consistently use innovative chemical technologies inherited from their Japanese parent company, Tokuyama Corporation, a diversified chemical producer with a 90-year track record. Tokuyama's forward-thinking researchers are continually developing new technology to revolutionize the global dental industry. Discover for yourself why more and more doctors are enjoying the amazing benefits and unbeatable qualities of Tokuyama products. I'm back with Dr. Lou Graham and Dr. Doug Lambert, two of our Catapult members. So let's talk about, what does Tokuyama bring to the table?
We're looking for something that's efficient, simple, predictable at the chair.
5-6 years ago, you came out with these systems that had 30-40 colors. And routinely, we all know if we're working in the back of the mouth, John, an A1 and an A2 are our universal colors. And what makes this system so unique is that their A family kind of blends in with the D family. And really, that A1, A2 family is so universal for pretty much most of my posterior restorations, strictly talking posterior.
Yeah, I would agree. The one thing that I've always hated is when you say to your assistant, okay, well let's get ready, we're going to do some composites, and the suitcase, as I call it, comes out.
The Estelite Sigma Quick gives us the ability to maybe minimize that suitcase, and yet still gives us enough colors that we can use it as a true universal, because the chameleon effect is incredible with the material, and yet in the anterior it gives you enough options to create beautiful aesthetic restorations, whether it's a class 4 or a full bonded veneer.
Well, what I particularly love about this system is its handling, because the handling allows you in the anterior to approach it, whether with a brush or a composite instrument, in really 1 or 2 different colors, and man, you get that chameleon restoration without going to 4 or 5 different layers. Because of this spheroidal chemistry that they have, you get this quick, easy polish. Another pearl, then, while we're looking at the table, is they have a great flowable. Now, the flowable is also important, because what most doctors don't understand is that flowables actually take more time to cure, further away from the light, like you're in the floor of the box. You better cure that.
It's so easy to control. It's like duct tape for me. I mean, you've got a weird situation where you've got a void, or something where you need
a repair,
to put,
anything.
Just a little something.
Yeah.
Boy, you can put that down. It'll go right where it needs to go. That chameleon effect works again to you. It blends real well.
And there are so many flowables on the market. I mean, everyone's searching for what is the right viscosity, high flow, low flow, medium flow. And there are, individuals may like it a different way, but this kind of takes all the proper components together. It's got a nice flowability to it. It stays where you want to put it. It doesn't have any tug back or stringiness to it. And that, to me, again, when you're back to that efficiency at the chair, I don't want to be waiting for that little Dairy Queen little bit to feather back down. I want to put it where it is, go, and let's move on to the next step.
It's almost a self-leveling flowable. And I would also say there is no one perfect flowable, because now you have some great low-stress flowables, and they have a place in dentistry, but a lot of them may not have the coloration or the flowability that this may have. In my case, as you say, it's a great duct tape type situation, and duct tape is a positive word because it's also chameleon. So don't look at duct tape as black. It's a chameleon also in a flowable.
This is the stuff that I reach for on a routine basis in those oddball situations where, like you said, in a complimentary way, I'm looking for the duct tape. I'm looking for the problem solver, and that's how I'm looking at that high flowable resin. When it comes to color, one of the things that I've always hated is the suitcase. Idea of, okay, now which of the 85 shades here is going to be the dent and body, and which is going to be this? And Tokuyama has done a nice job with this, where they've taken the suitcase and now they're taking it down to the carry-on.
What's so unique about this system is that their A, B, and C colors really blend like an enamel and a body shade together. So they have an opaque 1, an OM1, an OM2, and an OM3. So there are really 3 opaque colors. I don't want to be layering 5 composites. If I can do a beautiful class 4 in 1 or 2 colors and there's no diagonal line and you don't see it, patient looks and you're done in 30, 40 minutes, I don't know. To me, that's a great system.
Well, and you've kind of hit what I think is the strength of their system, this kind of this overlap, this little crossover bit with the shades, is that it draws color from the tooth, it plays off of that, and yet it reflects the light properly to utilize the strengths of the material, the spherical particles, and give that back to us as a lifelike look.
Yeah. The patient's looking and routinely they're going, this is unbelievable. And that's all I want from the patient.
Right. I'm a little burned out on the words chameleon, or the word chameleon, or chameleon effect. Because we've been using that for so long, I really think that we ought to come up with some new terminology for this, because this is more than just picks up surrounding colors. Like you said, it pulls in colors from, you know, a lot of different aspects of what you've got. If I can do it, if I can throw 5, you know, shades in a box and pick up 2 instead, I mean, that's a no-brainer for me.
Without question, you want to be able to pick up 1 or 2 shades, be able to visualize the overall color, and let that be the actual result. Because so many times you're working with 5 colors, by the time you're finished polishing and contouring, you're really back to 2 colors.
Yeah.
So calling really what goes on in our practices, 2 colors is really all we should require. And I think all these new chemistries that are coming out in our field are really allowing us to overcome that word of chameleon to really become, I would say, more tooth-like in our final result.
You can have a variety of shades of the physical tooth, but it draws the colors from the tooth, and the material just disappears in the class 2, and it's like, I don't need a base shade, a dentin shade, an enamel shade.
And that's the joy of this, is, you know, that even if you wanted to, you don't have to. For years, I've been a total etch guy, and I know Lou's a total etch guy, but Tokuyama Bond Force is something that's kind of changing the game, and I know that you really love this product. Enlighten us. Tell us what it is about this that kind of separates this and may drag some people like Lou and I out of the whole total etch world.
Some people are having sensitivity with the total etch system in the posteriors in particular. And I think that's led to the acceptance and the need or the desire, the look for a self-etch system to work in the posterior and decrease some of the sensitivity issues and also the simplicity of using it. That's what I like about the self-etch systems. Bond Force is the 3rd leg of the Tokuyama stool as far as their system. And you've got, you know, their flowable composite, their body composite, and now a self-etch system that really truly can etch uncut enamel. Matter of fact, to the tune of 26 megapascals, and has a very thin film thickness of probably about 8 microns.
You're telling me that a material that is as thin as 8 microns can give me a bond strength of 26 MPAs?
And that's on uncut enamel. If you cut the enamel with a diamond and bevel it, you'll get even a better result.
Man, that's incredible.
I think this thin is even better than when it's too thick and you start seeing it in the class 2 box and all those issues. I love the idea of a real thin film thickness, whether for pre-cementation or when we're doing direct composites.
That's right, because you don't ever want to have that unknown in that gingival seat when you're looking on a radiograph, and is that just the translucency of a bonding agent, or is that truly recurrent decay?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to leak the most,
Yeah,
John.
and we bump into that all the time. You know, somebody comes in from another office and you're thinking, okay, is that recurrent decay? Is that a void?
Exactly
is it
right.
bonding agent? And you never know.
In the thicker, not only do you see it on there, then you've got to actually light cure it longer because it's got either some filler particles or it's totally unfilled, and it takes longer to light cure. So to me, thin is absolutely better in this equation.
One of the best things about doing this is just getting to hang out with your friends and talk about, you know, the way we run our practices and the, you know, the things that we do to make our lives better. You cannot, at least for me, I cannot hang out with you guys who are so much smarter than I am and not take something home. You guys may just take home nothing. But anyway, it's always fun to hang out with you guys. Doug, Lou, thanks for spending time in the Den. I'm John Fluke from Chicago. Thanks for watching The Den.